America's incarceration rate is the highest in the world, and of these prisoners, there is no group more impacted than people of color. While the United States represents about 4.4% of the world's population, it houses around 22% of the world's prisoners. The fact is that 1 in every 8 black men in their 20s is in prison or jail on any given day. These numbers should be shocking to Americans. Crime rates of black versus white citizens tend to be nearly the same. The highly disproportionate impact on black Americans is due to the rampant systematic racism that's embedded in America's justice system. Social change agents, along with the previous administration, have been working tirelessly to stop mass incarceration and the lack of justice and the lack of equality. But things now are taking a huge turn, and it's not for the better. The new Trump administration is a believer in prisons for profit, and they don't see a problem with mass incarceration. The fact is that Attorney General Jeff Sessions has ordered federal prosecutors to return to the tough policies against the drug abusers that were ended by the Obama administration in order to clear prisons of low-level, nonviolent criminals. Sessions is telling prosecutors to charge the harshest crimes they can get. He wants federal prosecutors to include the amount of drugs in their written charge so that it will trigger a mandatory minimum sentence. Mandatory minimum sentences are inflexible, one-size-fits-all sentencing laws that cause federal and state prison populations to soar. They undermine justice by preventing judges from fitting the punishment to the individual and the circumstances of the offense. The Trump administration believes in sentencing people to serve long, mandatory minimum sentences in for-profit prisons. More disturbing is that he canceled a holder policy that said prosecutors should not use sentencing enhancement motions to coerce guilty pleas. The Trump administration is attempting to rapidly transform our nation into a police state. This administration has a vendetta against people of color, and it's called systematic racism. Trump seems determined to increase the number of imprisoned people of color, destroying their lives, their families' lives, and their communities. But Trump is only doing exactly what he promised in his campaign, taking the most historically marginalized groups in America and obliterating their human rights.